Still looking at me, right? Yeah. Right? Still looking at me.
What's up, guys? It's Mighty Adventure, the multitasker. I just got back from the theater, and of course, I'm still at the parking lot. But I did get a chance to see Ma, and all I can tell you about this movie is just so much psychological issues going through this woman's head. I just it questioned me. Is that, was this a good idea to help this lady when there's just a lot of, that's a lie. Sorry. You can tell I'm a lousy liar when I'm trying to stretch this out a little further for this one. But the truth is, I did went to see Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and overall, that movie was freaking awesome. Better than the first one. You know, the one that the movie basically cut out of the kaiju fight and that moves on to the next scene. That sucks. Even though it's just a tiny bit of it. But I believe that the sequel was a lot improved. And the fact that it was a 2-hour long. Which it makes sense because the fact that not only you see Godzilla, but you also get to see and a lot of actions of the other legendary kaiju monsters such as Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidorah. I mean, this is what you consider as a fan service for those who ever watch of the classic Godzilla films. And all I can say is that this is obviously worth to see this for this summer. So all I gotta say is to Legendary Pictures, thank you for bringing these legendary monsters into this one big film, and the fact that they improved by listening to the fans. So congratulations to them. And yes, and obviously this is a movie review of the King of the Monsters. So I will give my best of impression of this film without spoiling throughout the story, and not much, but just give a little brief, no more. So, where do I begin? I mean, this movie is just too freaking amazing. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it was a lot better than what I anticipated. In that fact that there are 4 iconic kaiju monsters. I mean, it's just, it was worth it. It was good. It was good. So to start it off, it obviously takes place right after about 5 years ago that Godzilla disappears and no one doesn't even know where gone to. And the fact the whole world is simply pointing the fingers on the monarch who they were supposed to be observant of these of titans, and now they're being held responsible to simply to commit the act of destroying these monsters. And of course the scientists refuse to simply to execute because he felt of the complexion of respecting Godzilla, and that's one of the reasons that he just didn't want to do it. And then there's this family that they were there on that San Francisco from the first movie back in 2014. Apparently they lost of a son that caught in the collision, and so now there's basically it's just 3 members of the family. Crap, I forgot the name, but needless to say that he was depressed over of the loss of his son, while his wife was apparently that she was working on something that they made agreement that they would put it into a scrap, in which that is a device that basically that creates of an echo sonar that usually that works on for whales, but actually now it develops for the Titans. And then there's an eco terrorist who has an objective motive that they want to use the device, which is called the Orca. They wanted to use it to revive the other Titan monsters that have been buried underneath out of each of the demonic outposts that is across the globe. Because I could guarantee you that here I thought there were just 3 Titan monsters, but no, man, there was a lot more, about like over 17 if I'm not mistaken. And overall, it's like, this is something that completely caught off my guards just hearing of it. Oh my God. And just to bear this off, it's just there was one Titan that was buried deep in Antarctica. This so-called Monster Zero. And hearing that name, Monster Zero, I think that's a classic Godzilla movie reference. I can't guarantee exactly which of the classic title of the old movie is, but I'm definitely certain that has got to be a reference of an old kaiju monster way back. But we all know the fact that this so-called Monster Zero is obviously Ghidorah, and I gotta say, his appearance is just, I literally had goosebumps all over my arms. It was just ridiculous. I mean, if they even get to see the rise of Ghidorah, that would be considered as a freaking thumbnail that you could just post this on the wall and just be like, that's art. But at least I would tell you this, that at least we got ourselves a fight between Ghidorah versus Godzilla. It was. Hey, I'm just glad that the fact that Legendary Pictures didn't cut off that scene. It was about like, the fight lasted about like 15 minutes or so, but it was excuse me, it's just mind blown, right? So what else? And I knew the fact that Rodan was gonna make a dramatic interest that took place in Mexico. I mean, given the fact that he just rises like a demon bird, because it can withstand of the lava, and it just started to swoop down with its legs. I'm sorry. You have to excuse myself. I'm completely tongue-tied when I'm trying to say the words. But his wings, it's just pretty much what you would expect what it would have been like back in the early years, and just instantly just swooping and just knocking down all the fighters down. It was just sketchy seeing that. and how crazy it was that Ghidorah just basically just just instantly just creating of a massive storm just surrounds it like a one big nasty aura. It was just like it you know the fact how we dealing with storms and heavy rains, that doesn't compare to what Ghidorah could do. I mean, it's like it was like a bad mother nature that it just comes right into your face like that. And I will say that we get a glimpse to get the chance to see Mothra, and at least it didn't kind of rush you to it. So that's a good thing about it, because from the beginning of the scene, and that it was ready to be hatched, and you get to see it in the lava form, and then it was hiding behind the waterfalls of Niagara Falls, and that it was starting to shed. It was beginning to wrap itself into a cocoon, and it's just I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just seeing that just basically opens up of its wings. It is just beautiful. This is me being admitted how epic it was to seeing how Mothra begins to rise into adult form, and it's just beautiful. And oh wow, I enjoyed it so much. Let's just say that things was it was just so intense. And I will give you a little bit of there are so many references that will instantly give you some ideas exactly where have I heard this before. Like this, like round 2 between Godzilla and Ghidorah, that the military was to develop a weapon known as the oxygen destroyer, and hearing that, of course, it was just a missile with the of oxygen that basically destroyed, that will potentially that would kill the Titans. But hearing that name is basically that it's the same device that killed the first Gojira in the very first black and white the black and white movie back in the 60s. That was the Godzilla's very first movie, and I instantly remember that on the holiday marathon. And what's more, Dr. Chen, that's played by Ziyi Zhang, and I will say for her, it's just I haven't seen any films that involves with her, so it's been a while. For those who don't remember Ziyi Zhang from such movies like The House of Flying Daggers, The Hero, Rush Hour 2, and Ninja Turtles as Karai, so that caught me off guard seeing her. It's just it's amazing just to see her being back in the films, and I'm pretty sure it's technically not a spoiler, but the fact that she played 2 characters, Dr. Chen and Dr. Ling, which basically they're the identical twins that they don't even know, which that's another reference of another classic Godzilla film with Mothra. In fact, I think there was in one of the documentary pictures that shows of the 2 ladies that are practically identical. I'm assuming that this could be the same actresses from the earlier films. Oh oh man. And let's not talk about that we got some familiar musics like the Godzilla theme when Godzilla started to rise up from the waters. I was losing my mind just hearing that music, and I'm just glad they put that music to the sequel. So it was once again just having goosebumps, just losing my mind. It's just like this is epic, and I'm pretty sure that everybody saw all the previous trailers that how the Godzilla just fires the atomic blast into the sky, which another thumbnail that's worth of a piece of art. And I think that's so far that's all the few references that I can throw you for. So I mean, it's just, and the most crazy about this that the fact that how that this oxygen destroyer that almost killed Godzilla, and that it disappeared in the bottom of the ocean, and just seeing how Ghidorah just basically just standing on the top of the molten mountain, and just showing of the cross of the church that's distant from the angle. That was just intimidation right there. I mean, good Lord. And to make it even worse, he somehow was communicating with other Titans to do his bidding by simply just eradicating all over the world, basically hunting. And this is beyond capacity of what the monarch is seeing, and completely this is something that these ego terrorists was not part of this plan. They realized that this whole world is going to get screwed by Ghidorah. And I will say for Ken Watanabe, I mean, his performance was just, just phenomenal. And just, you'll see what's going to happen, because there's going to be a scene that is going to leave you, it's going to make you want to have a tear out of your eye, and that gives you of a complexion of a man and a beast. Just basically, it was like a connection. Just try to make a peace with it. And so, look, the bottom line is, the movie is just awesome. It's worth it for the summer. So, if you have any plans for the weekends, and if you want to try to make it to the early matinee or try to make it to the early noon, do so, because look, it's worth to see this, because if you are a true Godzilla fan or hardcore fan, I mean, this you got to see this movie. So it's sure I'm pretty sure things are going to be a little skeptical with all this little puns and humor, but overall, this movie is worth it. I mean, like I said, a fan service to see other kaiju monsters and seeing others like of a familiar Muto from the first movie, and there will be some other classic Godzilla reference that you will start to notice, and you're gonna put in your head, and you're probably gonna look it up on the internet. But if you stick around of the ending credits, I think you're gonna see another piece of that's gonna be that you're gonna be a little surprised. But I ain't gonna kiss and tell, okay? So no spoilers here. So I'm just saving you to see it for yourself once you get a chance to make a plans, because you would not be disappointed. And so that's all I got to say about this, because it was oh my god. It was it was actually good. You know, it's a really good story. I mean, a lot of good casts. And you know, it there's a lot of elements for the humans and the kaiju. It's all there. So it was phenomenal. So it was a solid 9 out of 10. So that's my opinion, and that's my verdict of it. So there you have it. And so if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I didn't spoil it away, and I try my best not to, but if you enjoyed it, what I have to say, and if it's really worth to see it, then let's give it likes on this video, and also leave a comments down below. Now that's out of the way, stay tuned for more of reaction videos, because there are stuffs I need to get this out of the way as quickly as possible. But for now, take care of yourself and be careful. And most of all, good night.